Wine tasting, it's one of the things we do here at wineexpedition.com, and that's what you have just turned on. Another one of our tasting notes. This time a little head-to-head action. New World versus Old World, Pinot Gris versus Pinot Grigio. Same grape, different name. If you're in France or Oregon, it's called Pinot Gris. This is from Oregon. And if you're in Italy or California, it's called Pinot Grigio. This is from Italy. It's going to be interesting. These are both around, $15 wines, so it's a pretty even keeled. Not a competition. There's no winners or losers, except for me. I'm a winner, so I get to taste both wines. Let's go ahead and pour them both. Again, Pinot Gris is the name that it goes by if you're in France or Oregon. And of course, Oregon, a lot of Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris up there. They fancy themselves, or certainly make wines in the style of Burgundy more often than not, so it sort of makes sense. The Italian version, Pinot Grigio. So if you look at both these wines, the Pinot Grigio is a much darker color, actually. The Pinot Gris is very, almost transparent. There's very little color on it, whereas the Pinot Grigio's got a little bit more of a yellow color, which usually indicates a little riper fruit, perhaps, or a little bit older wine. In this case, it's not older. This is a 2007. By the way, it's 2007 Tramin Pinot Grigio. Tramin is the producer. Actually, this is an interesting thing that I wasn't even aware of. The northern part of Italy, they speak mostly German, and Tramin goes historically back to this region associated with the Gewürztraminer. Tramin, Gewürztraminer grape. Aromatic grapes up there, a lot of white wine. That's where this one comes from. The Oregon that we're drinking, it's from the Willamette Valley Vineyards, 2008 Pinot Gris. Good folks. We actually met them at the K&L tasting right before Pinot Days. Bumped into them at Pinot Days. Didn't get to shoot a webisode there, but got to say hello to them. So that's what we got here. Okay, so we'll jump into the Pinot Grigio first. Again, more color on the wine. Could mean riper fruit. It's not an older wine. It's 2007. Strong minerals on the nose. A little bit of citrus. This region goes back thousands of years, like the Romans kind of a thing. But the actual Tramin winery, founded about 1900, 1898, something like that. Minerals, and more minerals. It's got that citrus sort of foundation, but there's a serious backbone of minerals going through it. Very acidic, crisp. Very crisp and acidic. Kind of cleans your mouth out. Not unlike a Sauvignon Blanc, but a little rounder and a little more fruit. So there you go. That's a 2007 Tramin Pinot Grigio. And now moving on to our New World entry in this head-to-head competition. Again, it's not a competition, it's a tasting. This is the Willamette Valley Vineyards Pinot Gris from Oregon, 2008. Lighter on the color. This winery is just south of Salem, Oregon. The grapes are planted in a volcanic flow. A lot of iron-rich clay soil, good for growing grapes. This also has minerals in the nose, but I'm getting more sort of pears and apples as well, whereas this was more citrus. This has got a little bit sort of more green fruits, pears and apples, but there's that mineral sort of slicing right through it. This wine is more balanced. It's got an acidity to it, but it's much more balanced than the Pinot Grigio. And with that, again, the green fruits continue on the palate. Apples, pears, a little bit of tropical vibe going on. Now, mind you, this isn't 100% Pinot Gris. The Pinot Gris is mostly on stainless, but there's a little bit of Pinot Gris that they actually take off of oak, and that oak gives a little bit of toasty flavors, a little bit of richness. They also add some Pinot Blanc, which really helps with the mouthfeel, and they add a little bit of Muscat, which gives a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of richness. So they do a little bit of mad science work to give this wine a little more complexity, and it definitely works because, as I said, more balanced than the Pinot Grigio, and there's more sort of green fruits happening. It's a little bit of spice. And by the way, I'm not saying that that makes this a better wine. It's two different wines. This is one of those wines that you would have like with a spicy Thai dish or a spicy tuna roll. This is more floral and again more flavors. You could pair this with something, you know, like a fish, shrimp scampi, pasta with white sauce. Two different wines, two different purposes. Both nice, refreshing white wines in the $15 and under price category, so that's a good thing. Again, same grape, different winemaking styles, different regions, and it winds up producing two wines that are completely different and both unique and both good. Have you had any Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris that you liked or didn't like? Do you have a preference? We'd love to hear what you think. We'd love to hear if you've tried one of these wines and what you think. Again, we have the 2008 Willamette Valley Vineyards Pinot Gris and the 2007 Pinot Grigio from Tramin. Until next time, I'm Neil Myers from WineExpedition.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out the site. And if you've seen our videos elsewhere, that's because Tubemogul.com has been very good about populating the internet with our videos, and we thank them for that. Until next time, cheers.